Now, now that you've been inducted into the Rock Walk and you've been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
what do you feel has been your greatest achievement throughout your career?
I've signed more autographs in the last 5 years since I got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, I'm tired of signing autographs. It's done me a lot of good, yeah.
Living till 60 is one of them, I would have thought. Considering
Yes,
all.
I read your book. I would agree with him.
And it's
Okay.
an honor. It was an honor. I was honored, and I wasn't there at the induction ceremony because I was working in Germany on the road doing a gig. So you know, but at the time, I mean, people like even what's his name, the shock jock out of New York.
Howard Stern?
Howard Stern was going, yeah, that little bastard's just not going to turn up just to piss everybody off. You know? And I was working in Germany. You know? Thank you very much. I feel better now. Got it off my chest.
Well, I have a question that I thought was really important to me to ask anyway. Is when you first became the musicians that you were back in the '60s and you had that passion to get on stage and basically conquer the audience, do you still have that passion now when you get on stage and play? Do you still have that focus?
Yeah, passion's a key word.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you need to give it your all. And
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
play from the nether regions, let's put it that way. It's not, as Eric said earlier, it's not show business. We're not in show business. We play from the heart.
Well, you know, when you come off, you've still got the adrenaline, and you can't come down for a couple of hours after you've been playing. You know, I mean, it's not an act.
That's great. You might. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
Alex.
I wanted to say we play from the bollocks, but I suppose that's, but that's the truth.
Okay. They're cutting my time, so someone's
Okay.
next.
Alex is going to come in.
Oh, there's more.
And I used to do this before.
Just the one, they said.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
I'll do it. Okay. I'm from Hollywood Music Store, and what we do is a music education site and show for children and adults that are interested in learning music. And our focus is more about what instruments you play, how you became to play them. So my questions are going to focus more on your playing and what you were just actually ending with, which is kind of perfect. So. Okay. Right. Yeah, with the practicing and what you still do to work. What I'd first like to do is have you introduce yourselves and say what instrument you play to our viewers over here. So, okay, let's start with, we'll start on the end with Hilton. Can you start, please?
Yeah, my name's Hilton Valentine, play guitar.
John Steele. I'm a drummer. First instrument was piano, like everybody else in our generation, and then I tried trumpet and ended up on drums.
I didn't know that.
See, that's why it's an education,
There you are,
an
yeah.
education show.
Yeah, I'm Dave Robury. I play the keyboards.
Okay.
I'm Eric Burden, and I'm a very happy old man.
Whose birthday it is today?
And my mother wouldn't let me have a piano or a dog or a cat.
Oh.
And that's why I'm a singer.
Okay. Now, when you started, how did you first get into music? How did you first start playing? And we'll go down the road again, down the line again.
My brother got a phonogram record player, and at that time rock and roll was just starting to happen in England, and we had shows on television, and there was in particular a guy called Lonnie Donegan, who had skiffle music, which was American folk music, and then people like the old rock and roll, Bill Haley, Gene Vincent, Little Richard, Chuck Berry.
Was there influences in your house? Were your parents supportive of music in your home?
Yeah, they were supportive, I guess. Yeah. They weren't against it anyway.
Oh, well, that's good. Did they play at all or have music
No.
around the house at all? No.
No.
So you kind of brought it in for yourself. It was something that you were attracted to?
Yeah.
Okay.
There were records at home lying around by people like Fats Domino and Bing Crosby and the popular music of the day, which I just listened to willy-nilly without any any choice and without any discerning. I just played whatever was in the house, you know.
So you did have instruments in your house, and
There was a piano.
Uh-huh.
Took piano lessons. Everybody was supposed to take piano lessons.
were you forced to take piano lessons? Were your parents like, you have to take piano lessons?
Yeah, it was a bit like that. And
Uh-huh.
I was very reluctant, and I didn't really enjoy it. And I think that's a wrong thing to do, is to try and force your kids to play an instrument. You've got to let them find it for themselves, you know. But when I did develop an interest in jazz, the lead instrument in jazz at the time, Dixieland jazz, was the trumpet, you know. And so that inspired me to try for myself, you know. And I bought a trumpet. That was my first sort of independent move into music.
And how old were you when you bought your first
14.
drum? You were 14.
Yeah.
Did they have music programs in the schools where you guys are from?
Not that you.
No, huh?
Nothing that you could say was any use anyway. You know.
Do you think that music programs in the schools are important?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, and do you think that if it's not in your home, is that some place that a child might find interest in music and picking up the instrument of their choice?
I would say so, yeah. Yeah. If they haven't got music in their home, the school should give them some opportunities, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, my interest. Well, my father was a church organ builder and a tuner maintainer, so I had music from the very beginning. I never heard this willy nilly he listened to, but
Good blues man.
he was. I missed out. I don't know, I
Willie
missed-
Nilly and the banjo pickers.
Yeah, I missed out on him. But, yeah, so I was given classical piano lessons, which I thoroughly enjoyed. You know, I have a very scientific mind. I went on later to university and did physics at university.
So do you think music
But-
helped you with that?
Yeah, well, I think they can probably co-relate in some sort of ways. But then I heard jazz for the first time, and blues, obviously, and then I discovered, you didn't have to play what was written on the paper. You could actually do it yourself, And from that day onwards, I went downhill. No, it was great, to be able to express yourself.